DJ Dewey Rock on the track.
Welcome to Immerse Podcast 360. I'm your host, Maserati. We want to thank you for tuning in. No matter where you are in this metaverse world, we're going to continue to bring you the best quality content and formula that we know how. We want to thank you for all the likes, shares, and subscriptions on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and now TikTok. We have a very special guest, a Strop City standout. We're picking another one from our treasure jewels of fabulous athletes. We want to thank you once again for tuning in for this episode of Beyond the Game. This is being brought to you by Rochelle Family Insurance Agency, Stepping Stones LLC of Jonesboro, Louisiana, and Kick Thrones of Strop City. Hey, we got a special show. Once again, thank you all for joining in tonight for this episode of Beyond the Game. He was a all-state and all-district player at Bastrop High. He went on a scholarship to Arkansas State, where he was another standout DB and played various positions for the Red Wolves, that was. We give you none other than Strop City standout himself is in the building on the phone tonight, Mr. Dominique Willams. How you doing, Dominique?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Always good to have you on, brother. We're glad you could stop through tonight. We just want to have a quick word with you and see how things been going for you and kind of share with the people about how it was for you growing up in old Strop City.
Oh, man, going to Strop City, it's a different thing, man, Yeah, you're good and you're bad, man, but, in my city, football is the way. Everybody knows it, You take into consideration, growing up here, it was fun. Childhood was fun, had a good group of friends I still got for 20 plus years, played ball with. Some of us went on to college to play together, but everything else, overall, is pretty good.
Right. We know you're a standout athlete here in Bastrop High, and we know you're helping out with coaching now, but kind of share with the community and with these Ram fans now about the culture, how it was for you when you was playing with those old mighty Bastrop Rams.
Well, the coach is totally different now. When I played, man, we was knocking heads off. We was having 10-0 seasons back to back. Everything was competitive, every competition. A lot of Bastrop guys, we just got out there and had fun. But, the generation has changed, but we're getting back to where we was. You got a young group of kids coming up, man. I think they're going to be pretty nice, man. You got to stand out there, but, the work's going to take it from the off, the off season. They got to put a little work in, going to the season with a little confidence, man. Ain't no telling where we can go. Sky's the limit with us. It's the Ram thing.
Most definitely. Now, how things been going for you, and how's it being actually out there again with the Rams on the sidelines, helping those DBs and trying to give them some of those pointers?
Oh, man, it's a fun thing. It's always good to, come back and teach some of the guys in your hometown, because some of the guys did it for me when I was in school. So, it's a good thing, having fun on the field. Let them see what they can see and understand what playing DB is all about, But other than that, it's not too different from when I played. But these guys are a little physical too, but they're getting there.
Right. Now some of the things that people don't know about when you guys was playing up under Coach Bradshaw, like you say, you was knocking heads off. What was the morale and the camaraderie that had you guys playing at that high level back then?
Because we was always wanting to stamp our mark from this small town of Bastrop and show that we can go anywhere and play football with anybody. And the coaches that we had, from Coach Tilt to Davis, Perkins, Brad, Thomas, all those guys drilled it in us early. You got to compete. You got to understand and be humble. You got to go want it, I think that's what, I'm able to give back to these kids and let them know what I came up under, that I can give them so they can see the big picture ahead.
Right, most definitely. And you said that something important about, so they can see the bigger picture. What is it exactly that you would like for guys to know about Dominique Willams and his journey from Bastrop on to Arkansas State and playing in other professional leagues throughout his career?
Well, I'd like to know, everything comes with a learning curve. Once you leave, you become a younger man. You want to grow to be a young adult who listen, understand, inspire others, but at the same time, it's a journey that only you going to take and you going to learn from. So, when you step out there, you got to understand if you're doing it for you or if you're doing it for a show. But if you're doing it for a show, it ain't going to be good for you. So if you're doing it from everything and giving everything you got, the bigger picture be on the other side. But at the end of the day, you got to grow and be a younger man, a young adult. That's the big picture. Football, sports, and everything else going to be there, but you got to grow as a young man and understand.
You were recruited coming out of high school. What do you think about now with the recruiting process and the UIL and deals, the scholarships and recruitment opportunities that are there now? How do you feel about that compared to the times you were coming through?
Well, I think it's a great opportunity for the kids coming over because, man, you open doors for so many families and, people that can get out of certain situations. I think it's a good idea. It wasn't there when I was coming out, but at the same time, it was still there when I came out, but it was a certain group of guys that got it, but not everybody got it. Some people had to get it from out the mud, but,
Yeah, it's different times and different eras, and on your recruiting process and deciding to go to Arkansas State, what was most influential to you in making that decision when you was on your recruiting process?
Well, it was some coaches, talking, but also I went up with family and friends, so I had family close by, so I didn't feel like I went for home. And like I said, I had a close brother, which is Joe Smith, and Levi was there, so it was all, I had Strop City around me, so I wasn't worried about anything.
Right. And what would you share now that, like I said, you're into coaching and you're back involved with the youth here in Strop City? What would you tell these guys that have potential and possibly getting a scholarship and the need to stay focused and what it takes to be a student athlete at the next level?
Man, I tell them, man, it's the grind, man. You got to stay focused because it's, like I say, it's a big picture. And with the big picture, it's graduating, going to class, being disciplined, doing the things that you're supposed to do that's right. We all do wrong, but at the same time, we got choices. And you don't get too many get opportunities to go play college football. It's on the hand first. So you got to take that in consideration as well.
Right, most definitely. Dominique, we want to take an intermission, and when we come back, we want you to share more about, the times of being a mighty Bastrop Ram. I want you to share with some of the people that influenced you and you looked up to when you were coming up being a Bastrop Ram. Then we want you to share that experience of playing at Arkansas State with the Red Wolves when we come back after this intermission. All right, we'll be right back with Strop City standout, former Arkansas State Red Wolf, Dominique Willams, when we return after this intermission.
Immerse 360 Podcasts focuses on uplifting rural and urban areas and dire conditions with no solutions by shedding light on pioneers, athletes, and political figures who have made an impression on Northeast Louisiana and surrounding areas. Immerse understands the social and civic needs to love, learn, live, and laugh. So, tap in every Sunday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. on all social networks and platforms. Always remember, Immerse 360.
I need that one-on-one. When you're back against the wall, here I come. You can count on me. I need that one-on-one. When you only get one call, here I come. And you can count on me. I need that one-on-one. When you're back against the wall, here I come. This is a message to my son. I need that one-on-one. When you only get one call, here I come.
Welcome back to Emerge Podcast 360. This portion of the show is being brought to you by Bro Inc. Photography, 44 million ENT, and special thanks to Robinson Williams Restoration of Hope Community Activity Center. We're still here with Strop City standout and former Arkansas State Red Wolves DB, Mr. Dominique Williams himself. When we left from intermission, Dominique, you were sharing with us about your history and the things that it takes to play at the next level. But share with us some of those guys that you looked up to and the people who influenced you on your journey.
Well, coming up in Bastrop, I hung in the neighborhood, where a lot of guys can play football, and ball. So I looked up to some guys like, Rod Mason, Troy Mason, Larry Davenport, Rodney Montgomery. I looked up to a lot of good guys, but, those were the specific guys that I really analyzed. And AB, those guys I really just studied, seeing how they played the game of football and took it from there.
Right. And looking back at it, how was it, coming from little old small town Bastrop and going to Arkansas State on a big level and big stage like that? What are some of your most fond memories of being there at Arkansas State?
Oh man, the brotherhood, man, meeting all those new brothers, man, getting to know those guys, man. Even though I had my wife with me already, but the journey was with all of us, man. Arkansas State, all my brothers, and my coach really, definitely really brought me in. Tony Gilbert, he made it so fun for me to have fun with the game of football and what I like to do.
Most definitely, and we look at some of your highlight film and pictures of you. How was it, Dominique? We know Denzel Duval played at Alabama, but how was it playing against Alabama? We see you had a pretty good game against Alabama back then.
Yeah, man, it was real good, man. The crowd, it was nice, man. One of my biggest environments I played in, and going into that game, man, it was a lot of fun, man. You got to hold some nice players, they're playing in the NFL, which is Julio, and go against Mark Ingram and them, but man, it was nice, man. I can always look back and tell myself I had a great game against those guys,
and it's a great thing. People don't understand how difficult it is playing at the next level at any college level, whether it be JUCO, NAIA, D3, D2, or even D1 or Power 5. But Dominique, kind of share with the up and coming recruits that are getting scholarships this spring and headed off to college this summer, kind of share with them about the lifestyle and how you have to carry yourself at such school as Arkansas State.
Well, man, you got to always remember you represent you, but you also represent the university. And when you represent them letters on that shirt, then wherever you go, everybody's eyes are always on you. So, so you got to just carry yourself up and be disciplined and pay attention to understand what it is ahead of you.
Now, what are some of the things that you could share with the youth that's headed off to school, like we said, that kept you focused and kept you headed the right direction, that you end up getting to work out with the New Orleans Saints? What kept you focused being at a big-time school like that?
Man, really trusting the process, believing, talking to God all the time, and just staying prayed up and try to stay humble, man. That's all I can tell you.
Right, most definitely. Now Dominique, we looking back, we know that you had a great high school career and you had a pretty good college career. But how was it actually going to a combine and getting a NFL workout and still, once again, share with these kids about what it takes to go to the next level?
Man, take hard work, dedication, and you got to put the work in if you really want it. And, when you get in front of people, the lights on, you gotta go for what you know. You gotta show your ability of what you got and why you've been putting this work in. So, you gotta work hard, be smart, stay disciplined, and focused.
Now, trying out with the Saints, I know that was a great experience, and you went on, you had a workout with the Cleveland Browns, but what had actually happened that kind of shortened your stint of getting that opportunity to play in the NFL?
Well, I got a chance, to come to rookie camp and have a little fun, and a little accident happened. Well, I reached around a young man in one-on-ones that fell on the heel and broke a couple of ribs and, put me out for a minute, which was my short stint of why I didn't get to stay there long.
Most definitely. And how did that make you feel knowing that you had that potential, you was on the radar, possibly going to get that shot as a free agent, and it doesn't happen because of injuries, things happen. What was going through your mind at that time, Dominique?
Oh man, you had all type of things going on. I started giving up, mentally because I thought it wasn't for me. Then, it was a journey, so I knew it was gonna be a long. So all I did was just trust in the man up above, and led me to where I needed to be.
After all of that, you still had opportunity to play in some professional leagues. Kind of share with the people some of those other opportunities you did have to continue playing the game that you love at a professional level.
Well, I got an opportunity to play the next year. I had a little tryout with the CFL, and I got to play for DC Lions for a couple of games before I was released. But, it was another opportunity I enjoyed, I had fun with. I can't control, how things go, but at the end of the day, I had fun. I didn't take that for granted. So,
most definitely, Dominique, the game of football is a violent game, and it's a game where everybody has hopes of making it, but we know it stands for not for long, and the door is narrow. Now that you're a father, what are some of the things that you're going to take into consideration with your son's career now that you've been down that path?
Well, I try to lead him and show him the way that I wasn't kind of showed and guide him in those areas. And I know what it takes to get to where he needs to be. So therefore, I'm more hands-on and able to talk and teach and then let him understand why these things, happen and what to do in what situation, And it's a good thing because I done been down this road, so I'm able to teach him the values of things and understanding.
Knowing
and what it's going to take to get to where he want to be.
Exactly, and knowing what you know now, playing youth football, playing junior high, and playing high school, and we know about concussions now, and we know that you probably suffered some of those throughout your career. Would you allow your son to play youth tackle one football at this state and age of the game?
No, not really. I'm more into playing until I feel like he's about 10 or 11 to me, honestly. The game is a little balanced. Kids are a little bigger. Some kids are big and some kids aren't. But at the same time, I'm more about just learning the game. If he's learning and he know it, he can get out there and do whatever. It don't matter what age.
Most definitely. And speaking on that, what being a violent game, but what is the main reason you're looking back at it that you're making that type of decision with your child's future with playing football?
Well, me looking back on it, I don't even force it in my house, but at the end of the day, if you want to play it, I tell you what comes with it and give it to you straight.
Yeah, and and that's we have to be honest with kids nowadays about the game of football and the chances of being burnt out or getting hurt, and you have to have something to fall back on. What are you doing now that is all beyond the game? What's going on with Mr. Dominique Willams now?
Oh man, just a family man, working, taking care of my family, man, making sure my kids and everybody good around me.
Most definitely. Do you get a chance to visit Arkansas State and go back and visit the campus often?
I don't go often, but I try to get there at least twice a year and during football season.
Now tell me, what are some of your future plans? You're back helping with coaching. What would you like to do from a sports perspective to kind of mold your brand, leave a spot on your legacy here in Strop City, what would you like to do?
Oh man, just continue to just get back to these kids, man. Let them know and understand and get them prepared. What's ahead of them, the bigger picture and the road ahead of them. That's about it, you know. All I want to do is see a structured program, better to get back to what we were, and continue to produce athletes after athletes after athletes.
Most definitely, and you know, I was excited to hear that you were down there with them, you know, and that's what it kind of takes, Coach. It takes more guys like yourself that has played at the next level, that know a little bit about the X's and O's, and also can be a big brother and a father figure to these guys, because not only did you go to college and play at the next level, but you had the opportunity to play and be around some other professional arenas, and that's a lot to bring back to young kids this day and age. But, Coach, we're going to take another intermission. When we come back, we're going to ask you, like we do all our guests, looking through a glass, what would you like to see, and how do you feel about the state of Strop City, and what would you like to see happen with your beloved city of Strop City when we come back after this intermission?
All right.
We'll be right back with Arkansas State DB, former Bastrop High School standout Dominique Willams, when we return after this intermission.
You already know. Celebrity, bitch, you ain't a hustler, you would never be. Supermodel with me, got more curve than the letter B. Capital, no Nelly, but a bottom like a apple. Okay. Trapper hoe, I attract more hoes than the capper hoe. Shooters on my field, don't get caught up in my raps, so no. Flipper bullets, hit you like a fucking linebacker. Okay. Knock your fucking helmet off for playing with my folks. It's more dollars over here, and up there, I am show. Chasing G5, I just wanna fly as I smoke. On a ride, I am hot air balloon. Why go broke? I go get it. The hottest in my city, who fucking with me? Nobody. Young Louisiana did it. I NBA ball with something that will take your face off. Yeah, Nicolas Cage, alright. The money, the murder,
Welcome back to this portion of the show. This portion of the show is brought to you by our Facebook supporting groups, Brass Section, Stardom Networks, Psycho Astronauts, Line I, Club Planet Foxville, Real Talk with Miss Niecy, and Yo Looking Ass Entertainment. We're still here with our final thoughts with Strop City standout in his own right. Mr. Dominique Willams is still here in the building. Dominique, we always ask our guests before we let them go, looking through a glass, how do you feel about the state of Strop City, and what would you like to see the path in the future headed with Strop City?
Well, you know, my biggest thing I would like to see in our city, man, is mostly everybody come together, man, as one, you know. Get back to how it used to be with everybody hanging out, you know, kids in the parks, kids in different neighborhoods coming together, playing, you know, getting basketball back to its strength as a whole. And, you know, and get more community leaders, you know, more stepping in, helping in the community, putting it together. It takes us as men to do it. So, you know, that's one of the things. And I fought myself, but it'll get better.
Right. You know, and you know, at final thoughts, what would you like to share from the heart with Strop City about the journey of Dominique Willams and how they help you on that journey?
Oh, man, one thing about everybody know about Dominique Willams, man, I always represent Bastrop, Louisiana, no matter where I went. I put it on my back and my shoulders. I always stood for it, stand for something. And, you know, be proud of where you're from, man. Go out there and work hard and do what you got to do, man. And look at the bigger picture and pray to God every night, man. You'll get there.
Most definitely. You know, Dominique, we sure appreciate you for taking our time and calling in to the show. We've been meaning to get you on, and, man, like I say, you a Strop City standout in your own right. And, man, we're proud of the accomplishments that you have made. You turned out to be a fine man. You're a great husband, and you're a great father. And now we're looking for you to help those Bastrop Rams. We got a new coach, and we've got a new atmosphere. And we hope that you can give your expertise and help those mighty Rams get back to the prominence they once were.
Yes, sir. We will be there, Coach. Coach Washington will get us to the promised land.
Well, we thank you for stopping through, Dominique, man, and we wish you well on all your endeavors. And we'll be getting with you, bro, and we're going to do something special for all our guests. We're still planning to have a Wall of Fame induction ceremony. We'd love to have you as a guest there. And anything that we can do here at Immerse 360 for you, anything that you're trying to do with the youth, just let us know, brother.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Yes, sir. Anytime, and hopefully we'll get back with you real soon. I'm your host, Maserati. We want to thank you for tuning in. No matter where you are, this has been brought to you by Morehouse Community Development Center and Involved Social and Civic Club, where we understand the social and civic needs of love, learn, live, and laugh. Until next time, y'all stay involved. Y'all be encouraged. And most of all, y'all stay immersed. We out of this thing.
Tell you, they saw me come up from nothing, running from a hard time. Late night in the ghetto, hustling up in the hood, thugging dog. It ain't much else to do. And before I let you snooze me, I'm gon' aim and true. A cold boy, pitching coke, man, chasing more joy, shotgun, head game good. Got me hollering, oh Lord, he mad. You love him, you better go holler at your boy. Remember praying for better days. Now we praying for better, yay. I needed the stretch, just trying to give me that better pay. I ain't what's up, please. I bet your girl wanna fucking pop. Cause all this money I'm making, I be up hugging my block. Pressure for bricks that be faking, I be hugging my clock. For real, just wanna be successful, can I live? Been running these streets all my life, can I chill? The realest nigga breathing, I feel. While all this bullshit and fake ass niggas, I can't deal.
I was born to rise, and I won't be denied. You can find me out here, hustling day and night. Cause I'm getting to the paper, looking past these haters. Moving like skyscrapers,